What's up, YouTube? It's the comic book junkie. Look at that art. Look at that poster. I'm coming at you live. Tampa Bay Comic-Con Special Edition. Look at that poster. Done by Donut Boy himself, Neil Adams. The biggest DB douchebag in comics. But he did do a nice poster. Alright guys, what's up? How is everybody doing tonight? That's the Tampa Bay Comic-Con poster for this year. As you guys know, I am going to talk about, basically this is going to be about Tampa Bay Comic-Con, my experiences today, and all that good stuff. Hope you guys are having a good night. I'm also going to review Unleash issue number 2. Really good book, guys. If you haven't picked this up, if your shop has not dropped the ball on you and refuses to order this book, find it online and pick it up. Alright, so that's going to be the review tonight. Plenty of stuff to talk about tonight. So we got A. Port in the house, what's going on? James K., Manny S. Hope you guys are doing alright. Yeah, I picked up... This is the poster, man. It's a beautiful poster. It's like World War II style Captain America. He's, they're driving, him and, they're driving over some Nazis. It's drawn by Neil Adams. And, yeah, guys. Had a good time today. No rain. It rained while we were on the inside, so not bad. I will not be going back on Sunday. Just, you know, I'm going to have a rant here in a little bit. And, just my experience with Comic-Con. As you guys know, Comic-Cons are slowly becoming less about comics and more about what I like to call fluff. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but like pops and people that are selling like swords and metal trinkets and Pokemon dolls and clothes and stuff like that. It's really less about comics, which is sad. Yeah, guys, I have to admit, that's probably the best... That is probably the best Comic-Con poster that I've seen. Personal. And that whatever, but it's nice. I got me a few copies. But I will not be going back on Sunday. So one day was good for me this year. Last year, it seemed like the comic book dealers, there weren't as many, and this year there are even less. Basically, as you walked into the con, the front row, the whole front part of the con was comic book dealers, but then after that, it was everything else. Me and Jessica, we walked through. We did a lap twice, and then I hit like the comic book bins, and everything was just like so overpriced. They had Outcast #1 first print. Somebody was trying to sell it for $75 raw. I mean, just everything was overpriced. They weren't budging on anything. I did manage to pick up a nice stack of books. I got that. I got a bunch of prints and I got a bunch of prints signed. I waited in 2 lines to get some autographs. Tonight, guys, my special shout-outs are you guys in the chat. I had no time to prep. We got home around almost 7. We ate dinner, and then I kind of fell asleep. And then I did a quick read of this book, and then I came up here to do the show. But overall, it was a good con. It was fun, but just I don't know, just overpriced dealers. And I know it's Friday and they're going to be that way. Sunday would probably be a little bit better, but it was just so crowded, and you know, just it was fun though. We had fun. Anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys the books I got signed. This thing here, guys, this is a nice little Comic-Con tool. It's, you know, one of those hard little binder things that you put your books in. So, first off, we get there. We're probably midway through the line for to get in, and of course, we get the first person we go to is Bernie Wrightson, and there were 2 main artists there that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Bernie Wrightson, and I wanted to see Chad Hardin, the artist for Harley Quinn. He's pretty big right now. And I took like a little small stack of books to get signed, and these are for both of them. And of course, we get to Bernie Wrightson first, and there's 2 guys at his counter with them, you know, them luggage, the big suitcases that have like the pull-out handle and it's got the wheels that you kind of tote behind you. They each had one of them, and it was just, and they each were both full of shit that they wanted Bernie to sign. And of course, for me, I only wanted to get 2 books signed by Bernie Wrightson. That's it, 2 books. And I wanted to, if you guys see behind me, that print there and the 2 up top, the 3 black and white prints right next to the Cobra, those are all by Bernie Wrightson. I got those, I believe, 2 years ago at Tampa Comic Con. I wanted to complete my collection. The last time he went, he didn't have a whole lot of prints, and this time he didn't either. So I bought basically the ones that I needed to complete my little set that he had. It's strange because a guy that's as popular as Bernie Wrightson, you would think that he would have a big table spread full of prints that you could buy, you know. And but he didn't have a whole lot. He's there with his wife. This time he was more talkative and a lot more jubilant, because the last time that I saw him at a con, he had just had that heart attack or heart problems or something. He was really like, you could tell he was under the weather, wasn't feeling right. So this time he was a lot more talkative and stuff like that. And, you know, and I know he probably loves his fans, but each piece the guy ahead of me brought out of this fucking huge U-Haul truck of shit that he wanted Bernie to sign, you know, he had to give a story about each piece. Oh, you know, this piece here, I drew it, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that's cool to learn the history and stuff. And it would be cool if the guy only had like 2 books, because you could sit there and listen to it, but the guy was pulling out like fucking big old thick books and like hardback books and comics and Funko Pops and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, dude, your line is starting to get pretty crazy. I mean, at this point, you had the 2 guys with suitcases, and then another guy tried to sneak in on us, in front of us. And there was probably like 6 or 7 more people behind me, and each person had a big stack of shit they wanted him to sign. I was probably the only one that only had 2 books. Everybody else had stack or a fucking suitcase. So he's going on, and his wife finally had to tell him, honey, we need to speed it up. So the one guy goes through. We were probably in line for him for about 25 minutes. And, he finally, she finally hurried him through. Then the next guy had a huge-ass suitcase full of shit. And his wife was actually nice and say, hey, let some of these other people go through that just have a few items. And, whatever. So we got through. Super nice guy. My wife took a picture with me with Bernie Wrightson, but I had these Frankenstein books here signed. Signature right there. If you guys haven't read these books, they're really good. Frankenstein Alive. But he signed it right there in silver. And then I got this one signed. This is This is actually issue number 1. That was issue number 2. It's a two issue series, and here he signed it in gold. Really nice guy. So that was my experience. I'll show you guys the prints here in a minute. I'll just talk about the books I got signed first, and then I'll show you the prints. But if you guys haven't read the story, it's a 2-issue series. This is the variant cover to number 1. It's really good. And one of my prints back here that I'll show in another video is of the main character, Frankenstein. So then, I told Jessica, I said, before we even walk around and even look at stuff and sightsee and see what they had for sale and all that good stuff, I said, I want to get my stuff signed first. So that's why we hit Bernie Wrightson first. I just wanted to get my book signed, get that over with. Then I could spend time like looking around, shopping, or whatever. And then we went to Chad Hardin. As you guys know, this is like my favorite cover of all time. And he's the one that drew this cover. And he's the regular artist on the Harley Quinn monthly series. So we sorry guys. We go to his line and we walk up, and he's like, it looked like he was doing a commission. And there was another guy there. Of course, this guy had a fucking I'm gonna get to Iran a little bit later, but this guy, of course, had a separate guy, another guy had one of them carry-on luggage things, and I think he was doing like a sketch for the guy or whatever, and his handler or his assistant or whatever said, "Oh, he's not doing a signing until 2." And at this point, it was like 1. Or he's not doing a signing until 1. And come back at 1, he'll sign your books, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And by this time, it was like 15 minutes. So we walked around a little bit, went and got a drink, came back, and his line at 1 o'clock was already at his booth, and it went over, because he had a whole end cap, or an whole end space for his booth. So it started where he was sitting, and it went all the way around. Already was probably, time we got there at like 1:10, it was probably 25 people deep. So I was like, man, I hate waiting in lines and blah, blah, and he takes a lot. I'll say this about the guy. His signature is very basic, but he takes a lot of time to do it. I mean, and he's focused. He is not looking up. He's talking, but he's not really looking up or anything. It almost seems like he was in a bad mood. You know what I mean? Like, he gave that vibe off like he was in a bad mood. So I told Jessica something, she's like, oh, just get in line. She's like, right now you don't want to stand in line, but you're going to regret it and hate yourself tomorrow when, you didn't get it done. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. Because the books I wanted to get signed are pretty cool books. I would have brought more, but I didn't want to be that fucking douchebag that brings like a big stack of shit and hold up the line for 30 minutes while the artist signs each book. And I've started to notice today that a lot of artists are starting to put like a limit on how many they'll sign for free until they start charging. I noticed that there were a lot of booths where I walked by and I saw like the sign that said, like Chad Harden, he said he had a sign that said first 3 for free, and then after that it's $5 per additional signature. And that sign wasn't up when we first got there. It only happened at the signing. So I don't know if that's something that he puts up for the signing, or is it something that he put up because the fucking douchebag walked in with a whole suitcase full of shit, and he's probably like told us, because it looked like it was scribbled real quick on a piece of like cardboard, or not cardboard, like construction paper, and it was kind of folded and it was up. So I don't know if it looked like something that they scribbled real quick, like, hey, listen, if these people are going to come up with a suitcase full of crap, we'll sign some for free, first, and then we'll charge. But I'm starting to notice that more and more at least at this con I did. So we finally get through, and, most people had the basic, the Harley Quinn from the new series. And it looked like books they just picked up at the con. Hey, Chad Harden's here. Let's go get a Harley Quinn book. So we kind of wheeze up in line, and we get to the point where he had 2 long tables on the sides, and then he had 2 long tables in the front. So it was like a box. So on the side, right here, as your line's going around, he had a portfolio of prints that you can buy. And Harley Quinn is getting hot when his the deal for the prints were buy 2 for $20 each and get 1 free on the Harley Quinn prints. Now his other prints were $10 each, buy 2 get 1 free. So the prices on the Harley Quinn prints were higher than his normal like other art prints or whatever. So he's really, and I don't blame him, because he does a great job of drawing Harley Quinn, but you could tell that his bread and butter is Harley Quinn. So we finally, I told the guy, I picked out the prints I wanted to get, because I definitely wanted to get some prints. So I got some prints, picked them out, paid for them, and, he said, well, since he goes, well, how many books do you want signed? And I had 6 books. He goes, okay, well, 3 are free, and then, it's about $5, blah, blah, blah. But since you're buying prints, he'll sign your books for free, too. So I'm like, cool. So then I'm thinking, he's not looking up. Chad Harden's not looking up. He's just signing. So I get to him, and then he just looks at me. He looks up, and he's like, hey, what's up, guys? He seemed like he was in a bad mood, but he really wasn't. I guess he was just focused or whatever. But he ended up being really cool. And so, anyways, before that, when I was in line, the guy was getting my prints. I had, Jessica was holding my my little box there, and I'm taking the books out of the bags and boards, so it's easy for him to sign. And I get to this book, and his manager or whatever is like, oh wow, man, you got the German variant. I said, yeah. And he goes, and then he saw that I had I had brought 3 with me. I brought 3 copies to get signed. And he goes, wow, you got 3 of them? I said, well, actually, technically, I have 7 raw copies, and I got 1 in the mail coming. So I technically have 8 copies. He goes, you have 8 copies of the Harley Quinn. And then all of a sudden, Chad Harden looked up, and he started smiling. And they said that for the con only comped Chad 1 copy. And here, it's funny, and his manager said, yeah, I chipped in, and me and a couple other guys chipped in, and we got him another copy. So he has 2 copies. So it's kind of sad that me, a regular guy, has 8 copies of the Batman Eternal German edition. I have 8 copies. And the guy that actually drew the cover only has 2. I don't know, I thought it was funny. But I'm sure once he saw me pull out 3, He probably knew I was gonna flip it because he was talking to one guy. He's like, yeah, I signed a book, and within an hour I saw it on eBay for sale. And I'm sure it pisses a lot of guys off. It pisses a lot of guys off that they sign a book and then it goes on eBay. But hey, the person owns the book. The person that put it on eBay, they own that book. So I mean, can you blame it? I mean, I could have flipped this on eBay quick as shit. Probably got $200-300 for it, easy. You know what I mean? But I'm not. They're mine. They're my personal copies, and they're going to my collection. But anyways, I get to his line. He's super cool, man. He was like, I gave him my prints. He signed them, and he takes a lot of time to sign his prints. Where a lot of artists will just scribble. You know what I mean? They'll just scribble their name on a piece of paper, and but he really takes his time, even though it's really basic. I'll show you guys here in a minute. His signature is a really basic signature, but he takes the time to make sure it looks perfect, and that's, to me, that's worth it. But for you guys just tuning in, here's the Tampa Bay Comic-Con official poster. Captain America. It's a World War II era type poster with Cap and Bucky riding over some Nazis. Done by the douchebag himself, Neil Adams. Really nice poster. I picked up a few. I'm going to rearrange my walls in here, and I'll probably do a live stream of that, and I'll show you guys. I'll do a live stream of me doing my, reorganizing my walls. I want to put all my prints together on one wall, and then my movie posters on the sides. But yeah, let me get to the books. Anyways, Chad Harden, super nice guy, man. He had, at his booth, he had a Batgirl cosplayer and a Harley Quinn cosplayer that looked just like this Harley Quinn here. I mean, dead ringer. But he signed it. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see because of Mylar. But you see it right there. He signed it in gold. See how it's like a real basic... It's like a weird C with a straight line. And then it's a dot. It's like 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 dots on the bottom. Can you guys see that? But anyways, I got that signed. I got another copy signed. He's like, wow, man. Oh, there you go. You can see it there. He's like, wow, man, you got 3. I said, actually, I have 8 copies of this book. So I'm sure when he saw me pull 3 copies out to get signed, he probably thought automatically this is going to be on eBay. But they're not. They're mine. My personal books. And people were looking at it like, wow, that's a nice cover. Yeah. And I want to give a special shout out to my assistant, my beautiful assistant, the most beautiful woman I know, Miss Junkie, Jessica. She was awesome assistant. She helped. She carried my bags when I was looking through books and stuff like that. But this here is Harley Quinn, and as you can see, I have a certificate with this one. I wanted to take more of these because I have a bunch of books signed by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, and if you know, they work with him on the Harley Quinn series. And here's Harley Quinn's issue 0, first print, and Chad signed it right here in red, and as you can see, Amanda signed it and Jimmy signed it. There's Jimmy and there's Amanda. So now I have all 3 of their signatures on Harley Quinn number 0. First print. Really excited to get this signed. I have all 3 creators sign that one. And then issue number 1. As you can see, I have a certificate for Amanda and Jimmy from my shop. My shop used to have a bunch of signings. They don't do it anymore, but Chad signed on the hammer. Or mallet, I mean. And then, I believe that's Amanda. And then Jimmy signed, they both signed in stars. And then he signed on her mallet. Look at that cover, guys. First print, issue number 1. Of course, I have multiple copies of each. And these books are starting to go up in price. In this book here, as you can see, another certificate. This book here is probably one of my favorite covers, just because of the colors. But here's issue number 17, first print. There's Jimmy's signature. And there's Chad's. And there's Amanda's. Right there. But see how his signature... It's real simple, but he takes the time to do it. You know, like you can see here where Jimmy, nothing against Jimmy, he just like, you know, scribbled or whatever. But I really like that cover. So yeah, I have 3 books. I had some other books set out in case I went Saturday. In case I went Saturday or Sunday to go to the con again, but I decided I'm not gonna go. So those are the books I got signed. Real quick again, Harley Quinn 17. And as a matter of fact, Amanda and Jimmy are both going to be at the con Saturday and Sunday, and Chad Harden's there all 3 days. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area and you want to get some Harley Quinn signed by all 3 creators, they're going to be there. But yeah, I got that, Harley Quinn 17. Just to recap, Harley Quinn number 1 signed. Now I have them all signed by all 3 creators. And probably one of my favorites, issue number 0, signed by all 3 creators. And of course, my three copies of Batman Eternal 19 German Comic-Con exclusive variant, all signed by Chad. His line was so long, and it was funny because also, the other 2, the 2 Bernie Wrightson books. If you guys are just tuning in, I met Bernie Wrightson, and he signed this one here. If you guys haven't read this series, it's a good series. Frankenstein Alive. It's a 2-issue series. Here's a variant cover to number 1, and he signed it in gold. For those of you guys just tuning in. So yeah, that was my experience with getting autographs getting my book signed. So I was really happy to get those. I wish I would have took more, but I didn't. So let me go ahead and let's go ahead and review Unleashed 2, and then I'll get into my prints and then some of the books I bought. Unleash, issue number 2. If you guys read this yet, does anybody have it? I know people are having a hard time. Getting this book. I have 3 copies, and I've gotten all mine from eBay. Just a really good cover there. So basically, it picks up right where the last issue left off. Emmy is in the police station. She's looking for her dad. Her dad is the chief of police, and she wants to talk to him. She doesn't, she doesn't have a very good relationship with him, and of course he tells her to meet her there, and she's not there, or he's not there. So she runs into this guy here, this thug guy. Basically, in issue 1, we learned that he was released from prison early, only to help the police try to find, these two here, because the police don't know who they are. But they've had 3 guys assaulted, sexually. If you guys, it's very adult themed. So, basically, they call this guy here the rape machine, and she was assaulted when she was younger, so she's trying to find the guy that did it to her, and she has this guy here. She finds, like, because her dad is the chief of police, so she's able to get into like the police records or whatever, and find out guys that are rapists and whatever, and then she finds them, she finds out where they live and stuff, and they go to visit these guys, and this guy, and like, looks like a mummy, he's called the rape machine. He never talks, and basically she has him rape these guys to the point of they almost damn near die from it. So but that's her way of, like, getting these guys back that hurt women, which, I mean, is, hey, you rape a woman and you get what you deserve. So that's my point of view on it. I'm not going to get political or anything, but basically the thug guy, he runs into Emmy. He's trying to pick her up, and she finally agrees to have dinner with him. Oh, and if you don't know, this has been optioned for a movie. So, yeah. That's why maybe it's a little hard to find. And probably the print run isn't that great on it, so if you find it, I would pick it up, guys. It's a great story. So, obviously, she says she agrees to it, and then when the guy leaves the police station, well, guess who's waiting on him? The rape machine. And he overhears this guy hitting on Emmy, so of course he takes action and beats the crap out of the guy. And, as you can see here, he's, like, beating the crap out of him. But basically, the book is, she's trying to find these, she's having these flashbacks, and the flashbacks are in black and white. She was assaulted at one of her, a bunch of cops. Now I'm starting to wonder if the main guy that assaulted her is a police officer, because her dad's the chief of police and he has poker night. Well, she was assaulted at one of these poker night tournaments or whatever, and someone was taking pictures. And her mission in this book, she's trying to find this camera, because she believes on the camera, anybody that's on the camera could be one of the possible suspects of that did this to her. Because she doesn't know what happened. She doesn't know who it was, because she was getting ready for bed, and they basically came in her room and assaulted her. So she's wanting to find this camera because she feels that the person that did that to her. So here's another flashback right here. The person that did it to her will be on the film. So she ends up finding the camera, and they're outside. They're getting ready. Her and the rape machine are getting ready to leave, and then she hears this couple arguing down here at the bottom. And the guy's beating his wife. Well, we don't know. You think it's somebody that works for him. They're outside like a restaurant or something. Then you come to find out it's his wife, and he's beating her and stuff. And of course, the very bottom panel, which is really creepy, her and the rape machine come out of the dark, and of course, she asks him, "Do you like to beat women, huh?" And he says, "Yeah, blah blah blah." So of course, she lets the rape machine go. She cuts the chain from him, and of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out. The next panel is the old guy that was beating the crap out of the woman. And of course, the guy's coming out beating on his wife is on a stretcher. So you know what happened to him. And basically that's it. It's, the police are still trying to find this guy, and it just shows him rolling around the neighborhood asking people if they've seen, the rape machine and the girl in pink, and no one knows. And then she's trying to start her art. I guess she's trying to be an artist, and she goes to this art gallery, and the lady basically crumbles up her artwork and tells her to, nobody wants superheroes, and then at the very end she gets really pissed because all she wants to do is try to be an artist, and basically the lady basically laughed in her face, so she gets real mad. And of course the rape machine gets perked up like he's gonna go do something. And then here's the cover to issue number 3. It's a really good book. If you guys aren't picking it up or reading it, it's a really raw, like Reaper Tate says. But it's a really good book. And this is another creepy series I want to get, called Ritual, done by Amigo. Let's look at that cover, man. Sick. But anyway, it's a really good book, guys. I did a quick read of it before I came up here. Like I said, it's very hard to get. Most shops are not getting this book, and I'm pissed off because my shop is supposed to get it for me and they're not. So, Unleash, issue number 2. Really good book. I'll do a recap of everything at the very end, all the books I got signed. For the people just tuning in, we got Matt Murdock in the house. Works good, man. Everything's good. I'm back on track, guys. I think what it was is the diet pills. If you guys don't know, I took diet pills for over 20 years. And I had to wean myself off. They were making me super aggressive. They were keeping me hyped up. So if I seem a little tired, it's because back in the day I used to take diet pills. I took 6 a day. 2 morning, 2 in midday, and then 2 in the evening. So I would be up to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, hyped up on caffeine. So I've finally weaned myself off. Works good. I think this is a combination of getting migraines from withdrawals and having a few bad days. I'm good now. So yeah, I'm good. Everything's good, guys. So I'm just trying to wean myself off. It's been 6 days since I've had any, so that's good. Anyways, the next spot we went to. Oh man, I gotta tell you about this. This is funny. I wish I could show you guys the pictures, but they're on my phone, and that's what I'm filming with. If you guys don't know, I believe Alan Bellman is his name. Let me get my little guide. Here's the comic book, Tampa Comic Con guide. It's got Groot and Ant-Man on it. This is the official guide. I always pick me up a couple of each. If you guys haven't seen, this is probably the best Comic-Con poster that I've ever seen. But of course it's done by Douchebag Adams. But really nice poster. Captain America and Bucky on an old style, 40s style motorcycle rolling over a bunch of Nazis. See Tampa Comic Con at the bottom. But it's a really nice poster. I got me a few of them. I know some people get, and this is going to lead into my prints. I know some people get offended by the Nazi symbols and stuff, but I mean, it's World War II, and I love like history, and I love World War II type stuff. So that's why you see me with the That's why you see me with like all the handsy books and stuff like that. Yeah, but the artist was Alan Bellman. A lot of you guys may know who that is. He's 92 years old. This guy was so fun. This guy was so cool. He had a little earring in, little diamond stud in, and behind him was a picture with him with some old school like Captain America drawings and stuff, and he's shaking his hand. He's shaking hands with Stan Lee. So as we walked up, we got Tat Comics. Sorry guys, Tat Comics, Trinity Comics, Reaper Tate, Matt Murdock. What's up guys? Manny S. What's up guys? What's going on everyone? So anyways, we walk up, and as we walked up, he didn't have anybody in his line. There was one lady in his line. She was there with her 2 kids or whatever, and they were kind of looking at his. He had some print spread out, and they were kind of looking at him. He goes, "Yeah," he goes, "I was an artist back in the Golden Age." And he asked the lady, "Do you know what the Golden Age is?" And she goes, "I might be back later." That comment to him, me and my wife laughed about it, pissed him off so bad. He's like, people just don't respect, people don't respect the golden age of comics. And I was like, "Oh, sir, I love your artwork." Even though I've heard of him, but I don't have any of his work at all. I mean, of course, he drew the old Captain America books that are like $3-4 grand. The really old golden age ones. But some of you guys may know who he is, Alan Bellman. He's like, "I'm 92 years old and blah, blah, blah." And he goes, "Coming to these conventions and stuff like this keeps me out of my rocking chair." And my wife thought that was the sweetest thing. That here, he's 92 years old. He's there with his, I'm assuming was his wife. But just a really nice guy. And my wife's like, after we left his table, I'm like, because before I took their picture, I always asked, I said, "Hey, do you mind if my wife takes a picture of me with you?" And he goes, "Oh, absolutely, come on back." And then his wife's like, "Well, why don't you just go around the back and take your picture behind the table with him?" I said, "Absolutely, 110%. And then my wife's like, "Well, I want to get my picture taken with him." And his wife's like, "Well, give me your phone. I'll take the pictures for you, and you can be in the picture too." If you go to my Twitter page, I posted a picture of me and Jessica with him at Comic-Con. So we get around behind him, and he wants to stand up, and I'm like kneeling down, and Jessica's back there, and he goes, "Well, I need my cane." I said, "Well, just use me as your cane. Just lean on my shoulder." So this awesome guy, he puts his arm on my shoulder, and he's like raising himself up, and he's doing the thumb up. It's so cool. And me and Jessica are in the picture with him. His wife took 2 pictures. Just a really, really nice guy. He's not arrogant. He was down to earth, and he's the kind of guy you'd want as a grandfather. That was in the comic industry, because he could sit there and just draw you pictures all day and hang them on your wall. So I bought a couple sketches from him. One is an actual pencil sketch, which I'm really, really excited to have. She said he drew these a few years back. So he only drew I think she said that these here, they're not numbered or anything, but I believe these were only. She said he only made 10 or 15 copies of these, and these other ones are like prints that you can buy. They're all hand drawn, and but I believe this one is not an official drawn one. This one here is just a regular print, but I got this from him. It's Captain America with the shield. As you can see, it is hand drawn, and it's got Hitler, and it's got, I'm assuming, the Red Skull with the little Nazi symbol on his head. But he signed it right here. There you go. You can see it right there. There's a signature. But I thought this little print, it's about, his name is Alan Bellman. B-E... Let me see. Let me find it here real quick. Somebody's asking what his name was. Allenbellman. Alan Bellman. But look at this print. To me, that's fucking awesome. That's just an awesome print. Cap. It's autographed right there. I mean, the guy's 92 years old. I probably should have bought more prints. He had some other ones there that were pretty good. But I really like this one. It's probably a little bit bigger than an 8x10. But, yeah. And then I bought this one. This one here is the hand-sketched one. It's of the classic Invaders. Cap, Submariner, and Human Torch. And as you can see, Cap has the old style shield, and you can see like the big clunky bullets going bling, and it's just really cool. And he signed it down here on the bottom. But look at that. Classic Invaders. That guy was super. CBA's in the house. Yeah, if you go to my Twitter page, I'll post some other pictures. But yeah, that's me and Jessica with Alan Bellman. Super nice guy. He's using me as a cane in that picture. So, but look at that picture, guys. So what I'm going to do is, if you see behind me, see that Captain America picture I have there? Like I said, I'm moving everything over here. That is my Steranko limited print that he personalized to me. So I'm going to keep that. I thought it would be cool is have like these pictures on the side of it. Like on the sides of the picture. But look at that, guys. Hand sketched. Alan Bellman. Super nice guy. So if he comes to your con, go see him. But my wife's like, I feel bad because she, as we were sitting there talking to him, more people were coming up. And he's waving them in. He's like, come on, come on, come on. And it was just them two working. They didn't have any other assistant. And it was Friday. And this was probably, when we saw him, probably like 2 o'clock. And you could just tell that they may get a little overwhelmed on the weekends. Because he had a big spread. He probably had 2 tables. And it was just him and his wife. And like I said, he's 92 and she's up there in age too. But these are probably 2 of my favorite prints that I got. Just because, I mean, it's old school comic book history, golden age history. Really excited to have these prints, guys. I'm super excited to have these. Like I said, I should have bought more. He had a bunch more, but oh well. Anyways, let me go ahead and get into my other prints. I want to give a shout out to this company here. I'm going to show you some really cool prints. But here's the company that I got them from. 13th Floor is the name of the company. Yeah, CBA, you got to go meet him, man. He is super, super nice guy. You should go. You should go. I mean, he's awesome. My Twitter page, there's a link in my banner on my YouTube channel. Joshua, if you go to my main channel, in the banner up top, you'll see me, Amanda Connor, and Jimmy Palamati. Over there in the very bottom is a link to my Twitter and my Instagram. Louis, what's up, my man? But go, if you guys, I'm going to show some prints. Go check these guys out. These prints I'm going to show you are fucking amazing, amazing prints. And they're really cheap. They were what was it? 2 for $20. Buy 2, get 2 free. So you get 4 prints for $20. So, and wait till you see them. But I'll leave this up for a minute so you guys can see this. Yeah, okay. Louis, if you're going to con, I'm not gonna go on Sunday, dude. It was good, but you got to pick up the poster, my man. This is for Louis Joel. He's here in Florida too. He's going to con on Sunday. Look at that poster, man. I picked up a few. All right, what do you see these prints, guys? These prints here, I picked up. Like I said, I picked up 4 of them, and they're in black and white and kind of like a light brownish, like an old school photo, okay? But what it is, it's World War II photos, but with stormtroopers. Now, everybody knows the classic picture of the American soldiers raising the American flag. But this one here is stormtroopers raising the Empire flag. You guys know that classic picture with the American soldiers, but they're raising a Empire flag right here. But look at that print, guys. It looks like it's an actual World War II photo. Just amazing, 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 amazing prints. So that's one. And it's funny because I had just bought some sleeves, the plastics top loaders for prints, and I just ran out. Here's another one. It's ravaged, torn, I don't know, some city, and here's some more stormtroopers raising a flag. It's kind of hard to see, but there's 2 stormtroopers, and they're like raising a flag over like a war-torn city. I mean, these prints are just, I mean, you got to see, looking at them here does them no justice. Now, this one here is really cool. This one here is some American soldiers storming Normandy Beach, and in the background is the Death Star. I mean, look at that. And here's some TIE fighters coming down, and in the distance, in the smoke, you can see stormtroopers. So, just so nice. Look at that. Look at the Death Star. They had a bunch more different ones, but just really, really different. I mean, that's why I bought them. They were so different. And then I got this one. You can see the Death Star in the distance. It's another ravaged city, and it's got American soldiers with some walking towards some AT-ATs. I mean, that to me is just awesome. They're really hard to see because they're really gritty and they're in black and white, but yeah, go check them out. Another plug to they have a website, 13th floor. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And the bag is even kind of cool. So those prints I got from him. And then here are these prints here I was able to put in top loaders. If you guys have ever seen my wall, the prints on my wall, I put them in these plastic top loaders, and they're really nice. You know, it's like a top loader for your comics, but they're 11 by 17, and they're perfect for like prints. So that way you don't have to spend money on frames, and these are pretty cheap. I think my shop sells them $15 for 10 of them, and I put all my prints in them, and I get the clear tacks, and I just put them up in the corners. Well, I don't press them through. I put them to where the little round part of the tack goes against here, so it kind of lodges in. I put them on the 2 on the bottom and then on the sides, and it kind of just holds it in place. But, okay, so let me go ahead and show you the prints I got. I got 3 from Chad Harden. Of course, I got the classic cover that I love, and he signed it down here in red. Just an awesome cover. It's probably one of my favorite covers. And then I got this one, and he signed it down here on the bottom. Actually, my wife picked out the next 2. She liked these prints. And these have all been, like, these are all covers that he's done. And then here is the other one. My wife picked this one out. He had a few more of the Harley Quinn ones, but these were our favorites. And they were $20 a print, buy 2, get 1 free, so I got 3 prints from him. And then there was another guy there that I saw some prints that I liked. Michael Golden. I'm not sure. I haven't really heard of him. I mean, I've heard of his name, but I'm not sure what specifically he drew. But he had some nice prints. And here's one I got. Personalized to me to Donald. He signed it, and then he signed it over here. But it's a print of, like, a bunch of characters from the Marvel Universe. Yeah, I know, I'm running out of room, guys. Serious. I do need a larger man cave, but yeah, that's a nice print. Oh, Louie. The con was packed, and it was Friday, dude. So I can only imagine. I mean, I only spent half my budget. If you guys don't know, me and Louie live relatively in the same area. It was packed, but Louie, what they did is they did it a lot different. They had tents on the side of the convention center. If you remember, if you went last year, you know how they made you go all the way down the fucking to Harbor Island, that bridge? Well, they turned it to the side of the building where it's covered, and then they put tents on the part that wasn't covered. So they had the lines go that way, which was nice. We got there probably about 30 minutes before the con started, and the line for us wasn't that bad, but it got packed as the day went on. But it's now they have it to where you're undercover. You're undercover, because this weekend, if you don't know, dude, it's supposed to be 80% chance of rain tomorrow and Sunday. So, I got what I needed. If you're looking for comics, there's not a lot. It seems like the comic book dealers, there's less than there were last year. As soon as you walk in the con, most of the dealers are up front. Other than that, there's a few scattered out and about in the backside, but there's not a lot of comic book dealers there. And I told my wife, I said, I'd rather spend some of that money I had saved on eBay. So tonight, when I'm done filming, I'm gonna go hit eBay pretty hard and fill up some runs. I want to finish my Hellblazer run, so maybe I can do that tonight. But you're going to have fun, dude. It's fun. I like to go. I always say I'm going to go 2 or 3 days, but usually end up 1 is good enough for me. So 1 day for me is good. There's not a lot of deals. There's one comic book dealer. They have a bunch of boxes, and they're $2 a comic. And I try to wheel and deal with them. Like, if I buy more, do I get a discount? They're like, no, they're $2 each. So you'll see. I got a good. Here's what I picked up comic book wise. I got a nice little stack. I got one key, but a lot of, you know how it is, Louis. A lot of the books are going to be overpriced. You know, they were selling Outcast #1 for like $75. I mean, just shit like that. That's a raw copy. And here's another print I got from Michael Golden. It's an Avengers themed print, and he signed it to me. And another thing I also found, he says to Donald, they're starting to ask people if they want him to personalize them. I don't know if they've done that all the time, but Louis, go and have fun, man. It's a fun experience, but if you're looking for great deals on comics, maybe you'll find it on Sunday, but they just weren't there today. And I know it's the first day of the con, but I really like this print too. I mean, I bought some books because I told my wife, I said, I gotta buy some comics. I mean, I'm coming to a Comic-Con. I gotta buy some comics because I was mainly just buying prints. Now, if you're looking for prints, dude, there are so many dealers doing prints. I mean, I got I think I got like 15 prints, so. And I got some. If you're going autograph hunting, it's a good place to go too. Chad Hardin's going to be there. Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, Alan Bellman. If you guys haven't seen, he had these little prints here. Super nice guy, old guy, Louis. Alan Bellman. I got these from him. Really nice guy. Like I said, check my Twitter page out. I just posted a picture. I'll post more tonight, but I posted a picture of me and Jessica with Alan Bellman. Super nice guy. And Bernie Wrightson, like I said, there was only 2 more prints that he had that I needed, and I got this one, Swamp Thing. This is probably one of my favorite ones too, and he signed it down here on the bottom. Just love this. It doesn't know, being on film gives it no justice at all. But classic Swamp Thing. As you guys see behind me, right next to the Cobra print, the 3 black and white ones, those are all from Bernie Wrightson that I got from the last con he was at. And these are the only 2 that he had left that I'm missing. So hopefully next time he comes, he has more prints. But yeah, look at that cover, guy. Oh, look at that picture. Oh, yeah, George Perez is going to be there Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, there you go, Louis. Yeah, that is nice, man. I love this picture. And then I got this Batman Swamp Thing, and he signed it down here on the bottom. It's really nice. Batman. Yeah, I'm really starting to like Swamp Thing, man. But Bernie's super cool. So if you get to see him, Louis, his prints are $20 each, and there's no discount. Like, some dealers will do, or some people will do, buy 2, get 1 free, or buy 3, get, whatever. His are all $20 a piece. So I spent $40 at his table. And like I said, I got, if you guys are just tuning in, I'll show you real quick. Again, sorry if you've been here for the beginning, but I got this signed by Bernie Wrightson. Frankenstein Alive #1 variant cover. He signed it right there in gold. So I got that signed. Then I got issue #2 signed down here in the bottom. Signed by Bernie. And then, of course, Chad Hardin's there. So I had him sign. I got 3 of my Batman Eternal signed by Chad Hardin. And then I got my Harley Quinn number 0 signed. And as I showed before, he signed it right there. But I also had Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor autograph on there already. And I got that. Here's a certificate for them for my shop. So I wanted to take these books to get them signed by all 3 artists. But there's Amanda, there's Jimmy, and there's Chad. He's signed right here on the hammer. And then issue number 17, Chad's signature, Amanda, and Jimmy's in here somewhere. Oh, Jimmy's up here. And that one. But those are the books I got signed. So yeah, fun time at the con. You know, it wasn't too bad in the beginning, but then it got busier as the day went on, and of course you had the guys that had the suitcases, the roll around suitcases. They'll piss you off, man. And then you had people walking through that had, you know, those little carts that are like on 2 wheels that you can push, and they had the strap on it that you can put on the front. Well, they had like short boxes full of comics, and you know they were going to somebody to get them signed. And just people like that they'll ruin the con experience for you, because you're waiting in line for 25, 30, 40 minutes behind these guys, and they have everything under the roof signed by, or they want to get signed, and it just fucking pisses me off, man. It just ruins the con experience. Alright. Normally I flip my camera around to show you books, but I'm feeling lazy tonight. And in case you guys are wondering, I did not watch Outcast tonight. I basically woke up. We got home around 7, and we ate dinner, and then basically I fell asleep until right before the show. So I'll go old school style and show you the books. Here is the only key issue that I got from the con today. Like I said, they just, you know how cons are, overpriced. Don't look at the price tag. That's not what I paid. This here is All-Star Comics number 58, first appearance of Power Girl. The only thing with this is it's got a crease down the middle of the book. But other than that, it's pretty sharp. Came in a Mylar bag, 32. It was 25% off, so I paid like $20-something for it. But it's the first appearance of Power Girl. Chad Hardin had a limit, 3 for free. The first 3 books are free, and then each additional signature was $5. But I bought 3 prints, and when I got up there, he didn't even mention anything about the additional books. So I think if you buy something from him, maybe they'll kind of like, if you just have a small stack, they might not say anything, but if you have a big stack, I'm sure he was getting tired of signing books. But yeah, this was the only key that I bought. Like I said, I paid $20. It's tagged at $32, but it was 25% off. So $20-something, which it's fair price. First appearance of Power Girl. It's a book I've always wanted, so I'm glad I got it. And then Yancey Street Comics was there. It's another comic book store here in, I'm sure they're probably all over, but here in Tampa. And they had the Harley Quinn #1 variant cover, store exclusive, and the artist was there signing. So I picked up, it was both the black and white and the colored books for $30, and the artist was there to sign it, and he signed it down here on the bottom. But here's the black and white. So it was both books. Here's the colored. And he signed it. It's kind of hard to see, but he signed it down here in black ink. So 2 more Harley Quinn variants in my collection. But two books for $30, and the artist was there to sign them, so that was cool. And then Louis, these are all the books I got from the $2 books. I wanted to get this story arc in the Daredevil series, and I'm only missing one now. And all these books, the rest of the books I'm going to show you are $2 that I paid $2 a piece for. It's the Daredevil Fall from Grace storyline, and I wanted to get this. So here's 319. I've always wanted to read this story for some reason. I don't know. I saw it online one time, like, oh, I really want to read it. Here's I'm missing 3. They didn't have 320, so here's 321. Really cool cover. Here's 322. Don't look at the tag. It's not what I paid. Like I said, all these books were $2 each. 323. Here's 324. Like I said, I really wanted to read this story arc. And here's the final issue of the story arc, 325. So I'm only missing one from that little story arc, and I'll look for it tonight online. And then whenever I can find these, I pick them up. There was one in the box. It's the DC Marvel mixed match where they combine 2 heroes. This one here is Wolverine and Batman to make Dark Claw. It's a one-shot. So pick that up, $2. I'll pick them up when I can find them. And then this is a series I've always been wanting to get, and they're kind of pricey on online. And now with the movie Suicide Squad out, I'm glad I could find the whole entire set for $2 each. It's the Deadshot miniseries. There is issue number 1. So I was really happy to get these. Here's issue number 2. Number 3. And issue number 4. So I'm really happy to get this miniseries. It's something I've been looking for a while. And with the movie out, you know, eBay is going to everything's gonna be jacked up related to the movie. Okay, now these last books that I got here, I've been seeing them in people's videos, and I love the covers. I believe it's Alex Ross. But I really love these covers. I got all that they had. I'm sure there's probably more that I'm missing. I'll have to look it up. But it's the Justice Society of America #2 with the individual heroes on the covers. So there's that one. And then here's issue number 3. Of course, they didn't have number 1. But they're almost like a painted cover. This one here, I really like this one. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. This one's a nice one too. Number 7. Yeah, $2 each. I saw these. I picked up all the, the ones that they had. Here's number 8. Just really, really nice covers. And that's what I strictly bought these for the covers. Here's number 9, Power Girl. Here's number 10, Superman. Oh, between Turner and Ross, I would have to say Ross, man. Alex Ross's covers are more realistic, in my opinion. Here's number JSA number 73. Like I said, the place had a lot of the books in between, but I just picked out these individual covers here. I really like that one. Here's another one, 74. And here is number 75. These I almost want to hang up and display because the covers are so nice, but I just don't have any room on my walls. Here's number 76. Here is number 77. Yeah, you know what? I'm on vacation this week. I'm going to do a bunch of videos. I'll do another room tour video. But, yeah. I'll probably do another video on my action figures. I might do a live stream on my action figures. Here is number 79. Yeah, but I love these covers, man. Here's number 80. Yeah, I started... Lily's asked me if I'm keeping track. Yes. I need to start. I need to. I got a short box over here of stuff that I bought recently that have not been counted yet. So, I have an idea of what I need to do. I believe these are the variant covers. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I've seen these in people's videos before. Flash. And then here is number 81. But just really nice covers. So those are the books I picked up. Not a lot of books, guys. Like I said, I mainly went for... Well, I wanted to get books, but just there were no deals, man. There were nothing that's popped out, So I kind of skipped on the books, but I did get a lot of prints that I'm really excited about. But I'm sure got Captain Strangelove in the house, man. That's unusual to have him here. But anyways, Captain Strangelove, you might like these Alan Bellman prints that I got. Of course, he signed them. I'm just gonna give a recap, guys, of Tampa Comic Con. he signed them here. But I just love these prints. Really nice guy. Like I said, there's a picture of me and my wife. I have a picture up of me and my wife with them. And here's an Invaders print. Or picture. So, overall, my experience was fun. I am not going back on Sunday. One day was good for me. I know it's going to be super crowded this weekend, and it's going to be 80% chance of rain. So, and there's just fewer comic book dealers, man. Which sucks because it's called Comic Con, and there's really not a lot of comic book dealers. But guys, that's it. There were a few dollar boxes, but the boxes that I saw, Louis, the books that were $1, a lot of them weren't in bags and boards. They were just like crammed into a short box, and so in those boxes had bunches of people around them, so it was hard to get to them. But from what I saw, a lot of them weren't bagged and boarded. They were just raw books inside of a box. Like I said, the best place I seen was a $2. You'll see it as soon as you go in. They have a big display, and it's all their long boxes are $2. And they probably had 40 or 50 long boxes full of comics, but they're $2 each, and they're not wiggling on price. So it's straight up $2 a book. But if you, I didn't dig that hard, but I'm sure if you did a little digging, you might find some good deals in there. But I'd love to go to I wish Tampa had a con where it was strictly like comics, man. I see a lot of you guys on your videos. You guys go to these little small cons that are in like hotels or whatever, and I just wish that they had like more. We had more cons like that here. Anyways, not a lot of deals, but I got some good prints and an awesome poster. Oh, let me tell you about Neil Adams before I go. Since this is well, that's even better. If you go to a con, it's in a brothel. That's a win-win right there, my friend. Comics and boobs. You can't go wrong with that. Neil Adams is there, right? And he's got the biggest, I don't even want to call it a booth, the biggest aisle you could possibly have. And if you want to talk about somebody that is jacking up the price on their books, that's the guy to go to. He had books from, I guess, cons that he went to previously or whatever, and they were like, he was wanting like $60, $70 for a book, and then he'll sign it. It's not even signed, that's just like a raw book, and he'll sign it for like $30. Me and my wife laughed. We walked by, he's sitting there at this point, and he's got like 5 or 6 handlers that are like running around his little area, like helping people out. But he's sitting there at his little table. He's got the blue shirt on, and he's sitting there, and he's got a sign next to him. And I showed my wife, and we both laughed at it. It was $20 for a picture with. Or a picture of Neil with you in it or without. And my wife goes, "Are you fucking kidding me? Just to go up and randomly take a picture of this guy, you had to pay $20. He is charging people $20 to take his picture with your phone or whatever. But I'm sure you can go away and then take a picture from a distance. I'm sure he probably wouldn't catch you, but if you like walked up and wanted to take a picture with him, $20. And my wife's like, wow, that guy's really that arrogant, huh? I said, yeah, he's pretty bad. $30 for a signature. $30 to sign a book that costs $50. And if you wanted a picture of him signing it, so if you wanted a book, if you walked to this booth and said, I want this book, I want you to sign it, and I want to take a picture of you signing my comic book, that's $100. And then there were books that were even more than that. He had sketchbooks for $200, $500. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And it said, sketchbook, $200, free autograph. Whoa, geez, thanks. I appreciate that. I mean, give me a free autograph for me spending, fucking $200 for a sketchbook. I appreciate it. Just to me, somebody that would charge $30 for one autograph is, to me, absolutely insane. Hey, if you want to, the Murph's in the house, and he said he paid $30. I mean, I'm sure people do. I'm sure he does. You make a lot of money doing that. Just me personally, I'm already buying your books. I have 16,000 comics in my collection. I'm already buying your books. And you're going to charge me $30? You're going to charge me $20 to take your picture on my cell phone? Really, dude? $20. That's just crazy. I mean, it's... And what got me... I was telling my wife the donut story from Manny about how Neil told me to get him 2 donuts or whatever. But $30, man. $50 for a comic, $200+ for a sketchbook with a free autograph. I should have asked him, if I buy the book, can I get a free picture too, or is that going to cost me? Or do I get a discount? $10 for a picture. But just crazy, man. Just crazy. I mean, and he's been there the past 2 cons, and he's got the biggest booth you've ever seen in your entire life. It's like he's almost trying to outdo everybody else. And it's just crazy. I mean, his booth, I'm not even lying, it must have been 3 tables on the sides, and then probably, I would say, 5 or 6 tables in the front. And then he had a little sitting area for him with his little easel or whatever in front of him. And then, all the tables on the side. And there's like 5 or 6 people running around behind him, helping people out, because his booth was so big. There's no way he could keep control of it. And good for him. If he can make that kind of money doing that kind of stuff, but just charging, and I'm sure the reason he does that is because of the douchebags that walk up with the big old shopping, the big old U-Haul of comics they want signed from him. And I'm sure that's probably a big part of the reason why he does it, is probably, he does it because he knows these people are going to make money off his signature, so why not make some money too? But it's hurting the real fans, the real guys that just go, that want a couple books they've had from their collection signed by him. And I mean, if you're a real fan of his, you're going to pay the $30. I mean, it's sad. I mean, to me, it's just a lot of money for a fucking hand signature. I mean, do I get a fucking sandwich with that? Do I get a free, Subway meal with that or something? To me, that'd be awesome. But he just reeks of arrogance, and it drives me nuts. So I will never, ever, ever, ever pay that kind of money for... I'm almost wanting to buy something on eBay from his signed CGC for a lot cheaper than what he charges for a normal book, and then tweet him, be like, oh look, I got this book for $40 and you were charging $50 and it's graded with your signature and I have a picture. But yeah, it's something to come along with that $30. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's just crazy, man. But hey, if you want to pay that, then that's your money, man. You do what you want, but I'd rather go get some prints from Mr. Bellman for $30 than to pay him. But anyways, guys, that is my Tampa Bay Comic-Con recap special. I had a lot of fun. Oh, that's funny. Count Von Strain said, Neil Adams made fun of me and my friends at St. Louis Comic-Con once, and we all just stared blankly at him because we didn't think it was funny, and he had no idea what to say. He's just, people like him. His artwork is pretty damn good. I'll give him that. But he's such a fucking douchebag, though, man. To just so arrogant. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy, man. $30. I mean, $20. That's the one thing. $20 for a picture with. How was it worded? Oh, $20 for a picture with or without Neil. And my wife's like, what? Why would you do that? And I'm like, some people will. Some people want to take a picture of him signing their book, so that's $20. Then the $30 signature, and then the $50 book. That's $100 for a book, picture, signature. $100. That's fucking insane. I could get a whole long box of comics for $100. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Probably my favorite. I had to say this is probably my favorite art piece that I got today. Signed by Bernie Wrightson. This is probably one of my favorite prints. Of course, it's signed to go with my other three on the top. The two next to the cap, Steranko, and the Batman and stuff there. Those three there. These here, this one, like I said, this one and this one. The only prints he had there were those 5. And I got those 3 from a previous con. So these 2 finish off my little set that he had. So hopefully next time he comes he brings some other prints. But anyways, that's probably my favorite print. But like I said, guys, I'm on vacation this week. So look forward to some videos. The other day, if you guys saw my butt dialing video, I'm trying to figure out how to invite people on. Now I know how to do that. So look forward to in the future. I will be having my live show. I won't be doing it through my phone, which films in 4K. I'm going to do it through my laptop. So that way I can invite people onto my show. And what my plans are is probably here in the next week or two, I'm going to invite some people on, and no pressure. You don't have to have a ton of knowledge about comics. You don't have to know about what artist and what writer and what penciler and what inker did. None of that pressure, guys. I'm gonna invite maybe 1 or 2 people. I want to keep my guest on my show to a very low, to the max. 2 people, the max I ever want to have on at one time. Because when it gets to be, a lot of the shows, nothing against them, but they're fun to watch. But when you get to have like 8, 9, 10 people on, it's just everybody over talking everybody, and this person's got to be louder than this person, and it's too much. It's almost unwatchable. So I want to keep mine to maybe 1 or 2 guests, just to kind of mix things up a little bit, because I'm noticing that my viewership on my live stream now is kind of like flatlined a little bit, like it's not increasing. So I think if I start inviting people on, that maybe the viewership will come up, more people will get involved. Like I said, the most I want to have on is like 2 people, and it doesn't even have to be about comic book talk. It could be us talking about our fucking day, comics, movies, Funko Pops if you want, action figures, music, whatever you guys want to talk about, we can talk about. Like I said, no pressure. We don't have to be super knowledgeable on comics. but I would like to start having. I want to start having guests on. That's going to be my next big step for this show. But yeah, I'd really like to have people on, and I want to try to change it up week to week. But I think it would just be fun. Just have like 2 or 3 guys, or me and 2 guys, or me and a guy and a girl, whatever. Whoever wants to come on. What I'll do is I'll do a reminder video, and then if somebody want to message me and be like, "Hey, listen, I like to be on your show." Then I'll log in. I'll do my whole intro, and then I'll invite you guys on, and then we can just sit here and shoot the shit about comics or whatever you guys want to talk about. But I think that's probably the next progression for my show, is to have a couple guests on. But I think it'd be fun, just something different. So that way, more people will come and watch, and I think it'd be fun. Anyways, guys, that is my Tampa Comic Con video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I was going to do 2 days, but I decided on one. I think one day for me at the con was enough. There wasn't as many dealers there that I would hope for, and just a shame. It's Tampa Comic Con is fun, but just not many comic dealers, and that's kind of shitty. But anyways, I'll give you, because there's a bunch of people popping on now. We got Kyle Waka, Simplify Comic Guy, Michael Jocko, dude, Parker Rizzo, Sheldon Cooper's here. Anyways, just a bunch of great people on tonight. So tonight, if you haven't subscribed to anybody, check them out. There's a bunch of people here, and let me see. See if there's anything going on in the chat here. Oh, that'd be awesome. Got Who Dat Comics in the house. Yeah, man, I'm a big Warcraft fan. I haven't played in probably 6-7 months. I'm probably gonna pick up the collector's edition just to have, but I gotta get a new gaming computer. Mine took a little bit of a crap. But yeah, I love World of Warcraft. For the Horde, I have 9. What is the peak now? What is it? 100 before the expansion? I think I have like 2 100s, and the rest are all 90s. So I'm a big World of Warcraft fan. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out my show. Like I said, stay tuned in the future. I'm going to have guests on. So stay tuned for that. I think that's going to be fun. Anyways, guys, hope you guys have a good time. Louie, have a good time on Sunday. Enjoy it. Can't wait to I hope you make a video, and yeah, I will definitely have some, because I only spent not even half of my budget at Comic-Con. So I'm definitely, when I'm off here, I'm going to turn on a movie, and I'm going to hit eBay pretty hard tonight and see what I can find. Do some late night searching. But anyways, guys, hope you had fun watching the show. Stay tuned next week, next Friday night. Definitely another show coming up. Stay tuned in the future for a guest. So if you guys want to be a guest on, if you're gonna pull a Neil Adams and charge me $20 to come on the show, you're not gonna be invited. If you're gonna be an a-hole, or if you're gonna be rude, so if you're gonna come on the show, you need to be cool and not be an asshole, or I will boot you. And it's just gonna be clean fun. I want to thank everybody for joining in on the chat. Of course, that is the most exciting part of my videos, is you guys interacting with each other. Captain Strangelove was in the house tonight. That was awesome. But anyways, guys, stay tuned for more videos from me this week. I'm probably going to do a live stream of me reorganizing my walls this time instead of my room. Like I said, I want to move my movie posters that are behind the camera. I want to move them probably back here on this wall, and then move all my prints on this wall. And then what I was thinking of is I want to hang some of my action figures up. So what I may do is have one wall dedicated, maybe this wall over here, dedicated to my action figures. So I'm going to get the little clear tacks and hang up my action figures on this wall. Going to do something different. I'm going to really try to change up my room a little bit. Look for a room tour. Look for just different stuff. Late night live streams. Like the Comic Dude does. Where I just pop on one night and just people come on with shoot the shit. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Louie, have fun Sunday, my man. Stay dry. Get some good books. Anyways, guys, it's the Junkie. Thank you for tuning in to Junkie After Midnight. Take care. Read comics. Show your hauls. And I'll see you guys next week. Or this week sometime. See you guys. Have fun.